Hey, what's up? This is my 1998 beater Civic. No VTEC, no engine swap, low bling. And I've had some interest in this car. Just a few people have asked questions. So I drive this about 30 or 40% of the time. I've got a car that's a Fiesta ST that's on my channel that I talk about a lot and I've spent a bunch of money on modifying. But this is my beater car. On days like this, when it's yucky, wet, rainy, slidey, I can't really have much fun with the Fiesta. So I drive this. I take this car camping. I don't lock the doors, and to take it on trips, and it's just a great car. I've had it for many years. And I had some interest lately, so I want to do a video on what I'm titling as 9 fun, easy, inexpensive, low bling upgrades for your beater Civic. So I'm going to talk about just some fun I've had with this car. This is a 98 Civic. Again, it cost me $14.50. I actually just bought it back from one of my kids who joined the military. And it was my car years and years ago. I sold it to him. He drove it. Long story short, it's been through a few different people, but it's come back to me for $14.50 recently. And I've probably put $400 or $500 in it in the last 6 months of owning it again. That may seem extreme, but you know, it satisfies the mod bug, and it's a lot of fun. I've just really enjoyed this car. This car again, it's pretty dirty right now, but it's a great car if you have a beater. I've talked about this car actually, like beaters in general, in one of my other videos, but this is a great car just to thrash around. I've done donuts and drifted it in this parking lot here that you see before you, and this car is kind of pretty much indestructible. So if you've got a beater Civic and you want to, you know, again, for just a few $100, have some fun and just make it fun. I mean, that's what it's about. $400 or $500 isn't a lot of money. You know, I've just probably could get most, if not all of that out of it if I sell it. But I want to talk about just a few ideas, some things I've done that I would say are definitely low bling and, you know, pay off. So first one is wheels. These wheels are actually from this is a 6th generation Civic LX. And these wheels are from a 7th generation Civic hybrid. And they fit perfectly. They are one tire size wider. This car is supposed to take 175, I believe. And these I'm sorry, 185. And these tires are wheels are just a bit, the size was just a bit different, but the tires fit perfectly, as you can see. No problems at all, and they look great. These wheels were $22 each at Pull Apart, so for under $100 or so, not counting the mounting, and they're in decent shape. I had to clean the heck out of them, but they're in pretty decent shape. They are dirty right now, but they look good, and just, you know, makes the car pop a little bit. Get good comments all the time on this car. So wheels would be number 1, cheap, under $100. 2 is a spoiler. These are like $40. By the way, most of this stuff I got at a junkyard. So Pull Apart is your friend. There's usually like 12 of these when you go to the Pull Apart, and you can find stuff. It's half the fun is looking. But yeah, this spoiler got a little beat up. Had to do a little touch-up paint, but works perfectly. The light works. I just had to drill the holes here and wire everything up, but it was fun. It was easy, and it looks pretty cool. And and again, that was, I think, $35, $40. You can get one of these at a junkyard if you can find the right color. It obviously matches, same paint code and everything. So number 2 is spoiler. Number 3 is this lower valance dam. You can see I got one here in the back and also in the front. So this car comes with it comes with a side one here, this piece here, but it doesn't have one in the front or the back. So what I did, and these were again about $30 each. The front one fit perfectly. The back one, I had to do a little bit of creative thinking, but I got it on there nice and snug. But it just wraps the whole bottom of the car, keeps it uniform, and looks pretty good in my opinion. So you got the black all the way around, and looks pretty good, I think. 4 would be headlights, $50. Yes, these are clouding. That's what you get for $50. This one's not. But these actually shine so much better than the headlights that were on the car. They are really bright, and just the housing, it works. And these have the black trim, so the stock has silver all here, so this is black. You can get them with, like, you know, the reflector white, and there's like all kinds of super bling headlights, but these are like low bling. I call them low bling. Like, they, if you don't know it, they kind of look stock, but they've just got a little bit of an aggressive look with the black housing. And you can get taillights too, but I didn't want to do that. I didn't want to go super bling. Again, this is low bling. Like when you look at the car, it pops, but it's not like, oh, like super race mobile. Number 5 is tint. So depending on where you're at, tints are cheap. Tints $80. This tint was $130, I think, and it was a good quality. It's the guy did a fantastic job. That's the most money I've put into the car. Is it worth spending $130 to tint a $1,400 car? I thought so. That was the last thing I did. I did all this other stuff, and then I just was like, you know what, it needs a tint. And so it's cooler in the summer, and I think it looks great. So tint would be number 5. Number 6 would be getting vinyl and plasti-dip, and working on your emblems, your grille maybe, your interior bits. I'll just show you a little bit about what I did. So I blacked out the grille here. You can buy a grille, but I didn't like, again, they all look pretty blingy to me, so I just plasti-dipped it. I think it looks pretty cool. Pinstriping, you know, that kind of fits in that category. Blacking out the emblems, I did that just to make it kind of keep the black theme uniform. And then I apply vinyl, the roof. I actually plasti-dipped it, but it looked pretty awful. So I tore all that off and grabbed a piece of vinyl. This was like, again, $30. I mean, everything here other than the tint is under $100. And so the paint was just fading. I mean, you can kind of see here. It's and you can kind of see right here. So the whole roof of this car, and these Civics are known for pretty bad paint jobs, was just oxidized. So I wanted to cover it up and make it look like a newer Hyundai, I guess. And it looks pretty good. And it's real easy to apply. You just be careful, cut it, and boom. And speaking of just blacking out things, this was, you know, a $5 expenditure here. So like the bottom half, basically, of this car, I painted. I took all the trim out, and I painted it black with black vinyl paint. So it's kind of got the two-tone look going now. Instead of all gray, it's gray-black. And it looks really good. Again, it's a subtle, tasteful thing that you can do. And getting all this out is just a few screws. You pull it out, you paint it, clean it, paint it. And, you know, even this piece here, just painted all that. It looks really good. So that's number 6, is just vinyl and plastic painting things. Number 7 would just be interior bits, like, again, Junkyard. Like, so I still listen to CDs. I found that Junkyard, $30. It works perfectly. It's the EX, has the CD player, I guess. So there was like a sunglasses holder here, so I just pulled that out, put that in, it hooked right up, instantly works perfectly. You can get a different gauge depending on what gauge cluster you have. You know, you may have one that doesn't have a tachometer. Actually, these seats are upgrades too. These are from a Civic EX. This had the cheaper seats without a lot of bolstering, no knobs, so I grabbed these. They were like, again, $22, $23 each. Grabbed these out of a Civic EX, so they have these wheels. And they're actually quite a good bit more supportive and comfortable. So just interior bits. And then for the last two, number 8 and 9, we'll look under the hood and talk about cheap stuff you can get. So my intake was, again, this was $35. Acme intake. Hooks right up, no issues at all. My gas mileage went up like 1. And I've got a lifetime filter down in there. And hey, you know what's fun about a beater? You take your Sawzall and you cut a hole in the car and you don't care. That's what I had to do right there. It was totally epic. And then number 9, header. So these are really common for the exhaust manifold cracking. Rather than spend like $150, $200 for a new one, this was, again, I think this was $38. I put this on 6 months ago. And hooks right up, and you know, it's got a little more power. I wouldn't be too impressed, but it's got a little more power. So the header was a nice, just a nice upgrade. Went on in 20 minutes, and goes all the way to the beginning of the exhaust, bypasses the cat. So that's 9 mods, 9 easy things you can do to your beater Civic. And I'll throw in a bonus before I end. And if you see this tank here, one of my kids and I did this just for fun. Added all this, wired everything up to a nozzle that goes right there, but I cut that in customly. So after the wiring of such, you have a fun way to disturb friends, family, and innocent passers-by with your Jet Blast water spray system. Shoots about 12 feet, I think. Anyway, lots of fun, just a fun thing if you have kids and whatnot. Anyhow, I hope you enjoyed the video. Yeah, it's a beater. Yeah, it's, you know, the car is a cheap car, but I'm having fun with it. And, you know, in some ways, this is just as much fun as modifying my my Fiesta. So it's all about the creative process. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed and were inspired. Leave comments if you have them, questions, and enjoy it. Thanks for watching the video. Enjoy the day.